We're back on the Exit 52 podcast, brought to you as always by Jimmy's Famous Seafood. Special little episode for our special little listeners tonight. My name is Jake Louque. We're almost all the way here. We have a certain Midwest correspondent who God knows what's going on. He said 8 Eastern, 7 Central was going to work for him. His whereabouts yet to be discovered, but I think we'll be figuring them out soon enough. My name is Jake Louque. I'm joined by the other 3 schmoes on this podcast. That is Eric, that is Spenny, that is Brian. First time as a married man on these airwaves. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
I'm being overserved.
We're literally about to fire this thing up because we're kind of waiting on Spenny too to little how the sausage is made situation. As I'm about to press the button, he hops in here and he just starts chugging a Bud Light Lime. Much to my surprise, I'm not
surprised.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, a Bud Light Lime is kind of where the surprise came in for me. But that's okay. It's that is a surprise.
This is what we missed. We missed Spenny at the wedding.
None of this is surprising at all.
It kind of looked like when you would get iced back in the day and try to I got iced, but you're trying to save face, so you make a show of it. That's that kind of chug right there.
Spenny's kind of got the lights are on, but no one's really home look right now going.
He's had quite a several days. He went from a wedding down the ocean, gets dropped off at the University of Maryland golf course. We play around on Monday. I drive him back home. He's been adjusting since then. I think we recorded late into the night last night doing our full NFL predictions. Great episode. Go and check that out if you haven't done so yet. A BVTB, Big Veiny Triumphant Bastard, as I like to call him, running almost 2 hours, talking all things NFL. And of course we gave our Ravens predictions in there. But yeah, it's been a minute, boys, since we've all kind of been together here. Brian, I'm going to throw it to you. How are you and the B-Man doing down there? Looks like we're
doing great. Yeah. Something has woken him up in some way here, but
rough.
Yeah, I listened to the pod. Expected Jake to do his usual thing where I just can't pick the Ravens, and he actually did it. He actually did it this year. So yeah, I mean, feeling exactly the same way, boys. I feel a little dangerous, feeling a little bit vulnerable, but real excited to get it rolling here. The limb I'm willing to go out on is like this little sprint to start the season. I mean, obviously that's the toughest part of the schedule, but if we get out there on that 4-0 start somehow,
that's big talk right there.
It is big talk. I mean, it's a lot to ask for, and I'm not even asking for it, but I'm just saying if that does, shit's going to ramp up real quick.
Yeah, there's going to be, you were maybe the highest I've ever seen you. You were truly riding the thermals just directly into the sun with the who have they played rant as we headed into Buffalo last season in the playoffs. Unfortunately, that didn't work out great. If they were to start out by beating the Chiefs and the Bills on their way to 4-0, that would be a level of Brian Black that has never been unleashed upon this world before. Yeah. And I fear not only for the safety of opposing fan bases, but for my own safety as well.
The fear there is to fly so high for so long. That is just so far timeline wise away from when the games really matter. It's dangerous for me. And at that point, I'm already looking at the run they could go on. And behind that is like a huge game at Lambeau that I'm going to go to. And I was like, if we can get to that with some kind of number on the board. What's up, T?
As Uncle joins the call, some sort of audio situation going on in the background. Another potential hostage video here as Taylor is white background.
Are you at a trash plant? Is that like
Where are you?
Huh?
Where are you?
In my apartment. We're facing just the wall here. I don't have I had such a good backdrop in my previous obviously locations. I could do some photos in the bar cart right there. I could have, I guess, done that, but I just chose the most neutral. We're still trying to figure out the space a little bit in here, from a recording standpoint. So, but God, it's lovely to see all of your faces.
Yeah, when you move into a new place and it's like, yeah, I'll get around everything. And that was, for me personally, that was probably like a 14-month process. It's like, oh yeah, I should probably get around to like doing some of that after like the 8th month, and then you start to slowly.
Well, I was like scrambling here. I couldn't find my mic. I didn't know where my headphones were. I was like, where is anything? Where is that? I'm just trying to figure out, Banks, have the Ravens beaten anybody yet? Have we beaten anybody yet? I heard that briefly discussed.
We started with Spenny and Jake's predictions last night, where they both. I mean, am I gonna spoil the episode?
Yeah, it's fine.
We had some big predickies.
You got to hear their.
Yeah.
You listen to go.
I
Hear them
would like
analyze their
to
predictions.
summarize your picks, boys.
Oh, we're not freaking Oprah Winfrey here. You can lay it down, Brian. Do your thing.
Yeah, they both picked the Ravens to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean,
This is the year.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
Today I was in the car. I wasn't driving, and I was riding shotgun and was just flipping around, and there's a lot of people picking the Ravens to win the Super Bowl. Which the Eagles last year, they were the sexy pick. They definitely were at worst second best odds, if I'm not mistaken, especially in the weaker NFC. But yeah, not like we're like doing some contrarian thing. Even the PFF, I think 3 of 4 had the Ravens in the Super Bowl from their prediction. Monday Morning Quarterback, I think 6 had them in the Super Bowl, 3 had them winning, something like that. So we're not breaking any ground.
I saw our guy Trevor Sikkema had them versus the Vikings in the Super Bowl, which I found to be quite the pick there. We were talking up Kevin O'Connell a little bit, and to talk through just sort of the genesis of the episode. Is Spenny and I like this? We were talking about like when we first started doing it. Were we like doing the full kind of do it for every single team? But we found out that when we started like making our predictions, it's so easy to just say like, oh, 12-5, this, that, and the other. Like this team's going to do that. But if you go to NFLPlayoffPredictors.com and you can like pick every single game, it's like a much different exercise and it's a lot more fun. So we went through every single division, we picked literally every game in the NFL all the way through the Super Bowl. And
I had the Broncos going 14-3, and I would have said 11-6, 10-7. And I made them 14-3, and I looked at it 3 times, and I was like, I don't know. I think
it's a lot different. It's so different when you have to go through every single game. I think schedule is an
that's
underrated.
the cousin Sal, Jake. That's the cousin Sal. You pick every single game, do the over unders.
Exactly. Yeah.
You just from the hip as we do this entire podcast. I'm gonna do the.
I think Taylor and I are actually going to do a Sunday night after the games, after Spenny and I and Brian. After we've done the instant analysis, I think Taylor and I are going to do a thing where we guess the lines for the following week. Those types of games. So, I don't think anyone's ever done that before. Eric, I think to get you into the conversation a little bit here, I think we both had the Titans winning like 5 games, which
I was thinking 6 or 7.
Yeah, okay.
I'm all right with that. I just want to. I had to tone it down with them. They were one of the ones I had to go back and lower. So I was like, I don't know. I had them at like 8-9 wins, and I was like, I don't know. I had to force the issue a little with them. I was like, geez, they'll be whatever. They'll be all right. They've got a little squadron. It's like is Cam Ward ready to play in the NFL? Then they could easily win 10 games. I mean, we just saw Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, Taylor. We just saw those guys come right in, and who would have thought freaking Bo Nix? I mean, I shit talked him. Everybody shit talked him.
You were.
What's crazy about the Cam Ward thing is he and this is I'll steal this point from our aforementioned fellow Simmons and cousin Sal Jake. No one's talking about Cam Ward at all.
He's the most disrespected number 1 pick of all time, and it's not even close.
Not talking about him at all.
Didn't talk about him at the draft. Like, that was not the story of the draft. It's like, did you see that Schefter tweeted out like a mistake tweet when he announced that, like, oh, here are the Titans captains, and it was Cam Ward. He tweeted a Bitmoji of himself looking mad with the graphic of the Titans captains, and he deleted it like super quick.
I did see that. Yeah, our guy Jack Settleman put that out there. That was one of the funnier, just rare mistake tweets from one of those sock puppet insiders. Shefty, of course, being the top sort of dog there. That was very funny.
He's gotten bad.
Eric, I do have to ask. I mean, I know you're all in on Cam Ward, and I'm sure you watched the whatever it was, like 8-hour documentary that he released with Tubi about his rise to being the number 1 overall pick. I'm sure you dove all the way into that.
Love Tubi.
Yeah.
I have not seen that yet.
You missed it.
Yeah, I did miss it. You want to give me a summary?
Well, it sounds like you're disrespecting Cam Ward. That's kind of.
I'm just letting it all come to me at once. Listen. We're not. It's.
Football season has really snuck up on me. I'm sure it has for you guys too. This season more than any other season. I feel like.
Eric, with such just a successful baseball team to watch, I mean, how
Listen.
could it have not snuck up on you to
Did
just
you
to be lapping in those games every night?
Did you just not see them sweep the Padres?
I know, I
See
did.
you later.
I did.
Get out of here, Baltimore
did.
Padres.
Well, that had to be,
Or
yeah.
San Diego Orioles.
I was going to say that's a nice revenge game for the Orioles. So good for them to go on and do that. And
Jimbo and I were almost going through it on Twitter together. He's like,
Jimbo
we're gonna
was
lose this game.
super active on Twitter today. I think he had a kind of a double tweet thread where I think he put his thoughts out there, and then I don't know if he's like super deep into like that you can edit tweets now. So he's like, let me follow up and get my second.
He's not paying for Blue. He's not editing tweets.
Do you have to pay for that?
Jimbo's editing tweets.
I didn't know you had to pay for it.
I think, right?
Yeah,
The first time.
You got to drop some coin on that. Elon had you dropping coin for editing.
Oh yeah, just like commercials with Red Zone now and YouTube, ads every 5 minutes. It's just everything's just getting so much better, and we're not having
ads on YouTube have gotten so bad.
Yeah, which listen, that sneaky kind of pays the bills around here, so we're not going to talk about it too much. But it's a bit of a tough sell.
Don't serve ads on the Xfinity 2 podcast.
Yeah, no,
please no.
We do apologize if you're getting bombarded, but we got to keep the lights on around here somehow. I feel your pain to the point, but yeah, it snuck up on me too. I was saying on the show, I was going through the schedule and I was like, man, I haven't looked at this schedule like since it came out, and it kind of makes me think. Was I wrong to poo-poo the sort of way that they roll out the red carpet for the NFL schedule release? Do I need to pay more attention to this? Do I need to commit this thing to memory? Because I just rolled into it and I was like, man, I haven't looked at this in like a month. And now this is kind of shocking. Like, oh yeah, Lions, that's a Monday night game. Oh yeah, they play on Thanksgiving, this, that, and the other. I don't know. It's a weird feeling, but it did sneak up.
Enjoy multiple sports in your life and like take a break and have fun with not being obsessed with that. In my opinion, but do whatever you want, fan how you want, do your thing.
It's fair.
All right. Obviously, the biggest thing that's happened this offseason, Brian getting married. Cheers. Fortunately, wasn't able to make the boys got there. Cheers. Mazel tov, l'chaim.
Very, very, very fun wedding.
So I wanted to ask, but though, in hindsight, number one thing, like if you're getting married, do at your wedding. Number one thing, like don't do. Just can be anything.
Get a great band. Yeah, if you can do it.
It was a very, very good band.
And I know it's not easy for everybody, but like if you can make it happen, get a great band.
It creates a whole other element when there's a good band. It creates a whole other dynamic that you can like tune into, and random people I feel like can get together on the dance floor and just like grab each other and might have
been my first band wedding actually. I feel like I've always had DJs. Now that I think about it. So yeah, that was a great experience.
The nice thing is that it's serves as a real good opportunity. Like you're the star of the show, like almost the whole time, but particularly ceremony, dances, toasts, this, that, the other. Like it is a good tangible pivot to be like, there's the show.
I'm gonna go look at them so I can talk to the 17.
Like I'm here and you're there looking at me. Now we're together looking at them, and it's like now I'm in it. And that was like when the band started playing was when I could really let loose and
touching you, touching me, sweet.
I wasn't in there, but
I think you're making, if you obviously and the band is obviously more expensive, so it's an if you can swing it situation. But that is, I think, the benefit of it is the spotlight goes away from the couple for a little bit, and you're able to sort of like create a situation where every time you like walk around, you're still like, oh, get in the center. With a DJ, that's kind of what happens, which is also fine. Like it's kind of how you want to like
naturally create the dance floor much easier too. I think it's like, oh, well, we kind of are obligated to get out there. It's not even just, oh, they've started the music. Should I go out? Should I not? It's like, well, these guys are like, they're putting on a show. Let's go show them some respect.
I mean, that one singer was rolling into the dance floor like he was coming into that guy was awesome.
He broke contain. That was great.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, they actually played the NFL draft. I told like everybody in the weeks leading up to the wedding. But they actually played at Lambeau last year. Travis Hunter came out, danced with them and everything. They're awesome. And they had to cover 21 hours of playtime with no repeats over the 3 days of the draft, with 0 repeats. So their set list was extremely deep.
I got to think the overlap of clientele at the NFL draft and your wedding, probably just a closed circle, not even a Venn diagram.
I'm sure there were some Packer fans who double dipped, you know.
I can see it.
I'm
Yeah.
sure some uncles, some aunts
Dude,
and
like,
uncles.
I did think about going when it was in Philly, like 70. I'm not yucking anyone's yum. I thought about going too when it was in Philly. If they have it here, I'll be sure to be in attendance for that first night. It'll
Will it ever be at Radio City Music Hall again? Is that even like a thing?
That's
anymore?
too small of a venue now.
Yeah,
They
I think it's
gotta do
over.
it on like an anniversary, maybe they would do that, but probably not.
That's bucket list.
No, they do like MSG now probably and just completely blow it out and like get the biggest venue possible and that kind of thing.
Brian, do you have a one thing you wouldn't do if you're giving advice?
One thing I wouldn't
to the others
do.
part of Spenny's question.
One thing I wouldn't do. Honestly, I like not to toot our own horn, but like I just thought everything was awesome. Like I can't think of a given thing that I'm like, maybe just like don't get so worked up about everything.
That's what I was gonna say.
Leading up to it. Just
advice
just
to a groom, like how to avoid something stressful or whatever.
It's easy to say now, but it's like it dominates your life for over a year. Like I
it
get
is very much a cloud. Not to
as
call it a
somebody
dark
who like
cloud, but
spirals
it's
out of control over the smallest things in the world. Like if I were ever to tie the knot, let me tell you, I would be a bundle of anxiety.
the just having the weight of it behind was huge.
That's a good
Very
feeling.
good.
In fact, it was a great feeling getting back home for me too, because I've been on the road quite a bit this summer, not just for your wedding, but for other stuff. But then, of course, Ocean City the next weekend for my birthday. So it's been quite an active summer. I'm ready to just chill out for a couple months and just watch some non-commercial free football in Red Zone every weekend.
Yeah.
One of the notable parts about that, you may have had the longest dinner to end of reception length of any wedding I've been to. Like we were out there on the floor. Like that band played for a long time, which was very, very fun.
Yeah.
Like they were
Cocktail
rolling us
hours
out of it.
was
They
an
were
hour
rolling
and a half as well.
They were like,
But
you were like, yeah, we kind of had to leave that venue. They promised us a certain time and we had to kind of get out of there, but we got us to midnight. It was very fun.
Flew right through. Yeah, opening night was great too. I thought that venue was fantastic. Serving up the spotted cows. Probably drank my weight in spotted cow that weekend.
Oh, so many. I was there for.
I am so one takeaway that like is kind of obvious, but I didn't think about it so much going in is just like you've got all these pockets of friends and you're used to going to various weddings and various friend groups, and that's the event, and that's when you catch up with those people and you get all the stories within those groups. But when you are the bride and groom, you basically miss all of that. So there's a tremendous amount of FOMO that you get from having like it's like you had to watch your college friends from afar who all sat at a table and had a great night together, and you kind of missed it in a way. And that in itself is like, oh, that kind of sucks a little bit.
That happens when you host like a party. Like if you have a party in any sense, you're gonna end up being concerned about the happening.
But you're so happy that they're there and they're just having a great time, and it's for you.
Honestly, yeah, it was. I mean, Eric and I went on the bachelor party, but I would say big time away game for me and Eric in that sense. But it worked out great. I mean, love your college friends, your work friends, who we walked around Milwaukee with a little bit. It was fantastic.
Well, I was gonna say you're the Squidward meme where like you're up there watching down below, like all your friends kind of play, but like you're not upset, you're happy because again you're like, oh, that's cool. Like they're
taking
all
photos for like an hour of cocktail hour. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, but again, it happened. But again, no, I'm with you. It was cool, like you said, like mingling in with like the guys from the bachelor party and seeing them at breakfast and walking around Milwaukee with them. So it was a good mix. Like it wasn't too big of a wedding, it wasn't too small. Like it was perfect for the venue. It was the venue was awesome. Like again, I told you and Lexi at Camden Yards last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever. We were just going on and on about it.
Yeah. So I guess what's everybody's highlight and low light to share?
Highlight for me would have to be the second best food market in the United States that we got to enjoy that, Eric. That was fantastic. They had their little their local ESPN affiliate had like a booth looking down onto all these like, kind of cool, sort of food market situation. They had like shuffleboard and cornhole and we sampled beers. Yeah, exactly. They had a golf sim and everything. That was a really cool spot. Eric and I were talking about it. It's like, man, it would take a lot and it'd be quite a build out, but man, if like they were to turn Cross Street Market into something like this, or even like Lexington and kind of build up the area back up around something like that, that would be amazing.
Yeah. My favorite. I don't know. I like mingling at dinner. Like I like or like at cocktail hour and like bopping around from like shooting the shit with Kyle.
Let me tell you what,
like,
that's a perfect environment for you, Eric.
Oh, it
a cocktail hour is a perfect environment.
Yeah, it was. Well, the best was like your sister and dad would come up, and your sister was like, "Who's starting tonight for the O's?" And I was like, I think Brandon Young. And she's like, who cares? Whatever. And then your dad coming up being like, perfect through 3. And then like later on, like him coming up being like, perfect through 6. And I'm like, we'll figure it out later. And like all that. No, I don't know. It was, just like, me, I'm a mingler. So that was my favorite. Food was great too. Food was awesome.
Yeah, great.
I would say a highlight for me, this honestly goes back to what you were talking about in terms of watching your friends. So this for me was one of my most anticipated events of the year because I don't see my friends as much anymore because I'm in Chicago. So for me, this was like the ultimate reunion to see a bunch of people I used to see all the time and now don't see. So that was just like the best part. As like a whole, to be like semi-sappy, that was easily the best part for me. Was like, this is a weekend where all these people are now in the Midwest. I like when I drove up, I like walked in and Lexi was in the lobby and I was like, I am the only person from Maryland this has become more convenient for out of anybody that's attending this wedding. Because it took me like 90 minutes to drive up there. So that was definitely the highlight. And I will start on a low light because I was keeping this under wraps as we went through the day of the wedding. I got like very sick the night before, was like in the bathroom, like essentially all night. And kind of kept myself together throughout the day. But I was a little touch and go in the morning.
Drink too much?
No, just had a stomach bug. Straight stomach bug. Absolutely got me. So that's why I was like, Kyle's trying to like feed me drinks on my own.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was
my brother.
Kyle,
please.
no, that doesn't sound like
yeah,
that.
he was just feed, and I was like, so I didn't get to enjoy as much of that food. I was kind of like piecing that food around. But once I got on the dance floor, and that's when I sort of found myself again. But during like the early part of that day when I was like hauling those coolers over to the other hotel, which by the way, big time stuff from Jake and Eric to pick up the coolers there on non-wedding party duty. That's big wedding guest stuff. A lot of pluses in your guys' direction. I was not feeling that well, but man, it was so fun. It was so fun. And then the other thing was, and this is, I got the pleasure of experiencing our ride in the party bus on the way back was a truly unbelievable scene as we tried to get music in the bus. And then we played the Monster Mash at Pat Dugan's request, despite the fact that he wasn't there. So that was very fun. We kind of got into it. Mike, our friend Mike, was literally like holding the cord in the like outlet the entire time to keep the iPhone connected for the music.
That's a glue guy move.
It was a lot of glue guy stuff. It didn't seem like the bus driver was helping us too much in the
glue guy.
Bluetooth.
Sounds like a glue guy wedding overall.
Yeah,
I think like
a lot of glue guys.
There's a lot of glue guys there hauling coolers.
Yeah, when you're in the wedding party, you gotta just like be there to help your groom. I think that's like your main role. Like you gotta like get in the mix and like be low maintenance and just kind of do whatever
you're
is
a glue
needed.
guy yourself. You set the tone always.
What did I do?
You just
I don't know what you're talking
anytime
about.
We're like anytime we're going to a tailgate or anytime like you just decide for the crew like what's going to go down, what the vibe will be, or make sure people are ready to roll.
Cheese curls.
Which is good because I'm never going to do that. So like
so many cheese curds. I mean, this
curds,
thing raged.
cheese curds.
Oh, I've been in the Midwest too long now. I'm
Baltimore
just thinking
tailgate.
curds.
It's the cheese curls. I'm always rocking the bag of Old Bay cheese curls.
You got to bring cheese curds into the Baltimore tailgates. Is probably what could happen in some way.
Get some more spotted. I was talking to Joe about starting
play in the great state of Wisconsin.
Yeah, we got a question from Sterling. Is anyone going to be in attendance there? I'd assume, Brian, you will be.
I will.
Your wife was texting me as we were going live about a guest that we should have on this podcast, one Mr. Kevin Lynch. And I said that was a great idea. And she was like, you guys should come to Lambeau.
Should
do the lead.
Yeah, he's
nothing more. I've heard nothing but amazing things.
I've been once. I saw Justin Herbert a couple years ago up there in like mid-November.
He's not a cheese curd guy. You just know he's not.
No, he wasn't built for that.
I mean, Taylor, I know you're all over this Justin Herbert situation the last couple of weeks. How's that making you feel?
Let me tell you, I couldn't be less all over any Justin Herbert situation involving anything. To be
It was
totally
a young pop star. You know, I figured you'd be all over that.
Oh, I thought you meant on the football field. Yes, Madison Beer. Yeah. I mean, that's a big one. That's a big one. You know, that's what the quarterbacks are doing these days. So, you know, good for them. Happy for the happy couple. By the way, Jake and Eric, I interrupted my watching of the latest episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty to jump on here. So just to let you guys know that. I don't know if you guys have already finished.
I did the same thing for me.
If we're talking pop culture, I just wanted to insert that into the
They don't call you Taylor Conrad Smyth for nothing.
What
tough last week for Conrad.
I know what channel it's on, but for those who don't, what channel or streaming service is that on? Again?
That's going to be on Jake's Hitters at Amazon Prime. Have that one. His guy Bezos specifically greenlighted that one.
You know what I was thinking the other day? Like Amazon, like they got to treat their workers better. But like, my God, what a product! Like Amazon Prime Video, like because
it is a good product. It is
because I have Prime. It's the only streaming service. Like it's the only video streaming service I have right now. I've just like kind of canceled all the other ones. Just like I'm just was not using them. I did see Summer I Turned Pretty on there, and I thought about for you maybe giving it a shot. So
what they are doing with the like X-ray thing, where if you pause it, you see the actors on the screen and the music. How every other streaming service hasn't done that is because that's like
we do that for a while too.
Yeah, they've done that forever, and it like I think
X-ray feature.
The isn't that what they call it? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to end up doing some crazy stuff on these sports broadcasts. By the way, like I think.
Well, they're already killing it with the Al and Herbie pairing. I mean, what that is.
I don't know about that because the desk that they have Richard Sherman and Andrew Whitworth and Tony Gonzalez and Ryan Fitzpatrick and Chris Thompson at.
That is a Bill Simmons. I think we could fit one more guy in here. They have like a bunch of like 40-ish year old former players wearing blazers over hoodies.
I was going to say the hoodie and blazers.
Yeah, Andrew Whitworth.
The table is not big enough for them. Get a bigger table, Amazon. Jeff, what are we doing? Give them your yacht hardwood floor.
That's what I probably need a different pairing from Al.
We gotta let's
Tony Gonzalez is arguably the worst of anyone that is currently doing like live football analysis. I'll say you could pull any guy off of any podcast that has a football podcast, and they would be able to give you some like the vast majority of his takes. It is just the most every time. Huge hater of Tony Gonzalez. I don't think I've ever expressed this out loud even. Huge hater.
I've never heard anybody.
I haven't think anyone's ever been like indifferent on Tony Gonzalez.
The look on Richard Sherman and Fitzpatrick and Whitworth's face when he goes on like a 1 minute, they're like just looking at each other, waiting for it to be done. And it's as if he doesn't actually exist.
I feel like he's very just kind of inoffensive milquetoast. It almost feels like he's setting himself up for some sort of Rock-esque like acting career, but it's like, are we going to get this off?
Not charismatic. He's just not charismatic.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got the chops.
Isn't his ex-wife married to Bezos?
Is that his ex-wife?
I think
his ex-wife?
Lauren Sanchez?
I think so.
There's something about an ex-wife. I don't know if it's.
Oh my God, it is. Oh my God, it is.
It is. Yeah.
Oh my God,
incredible.
it is.
How is that?
You think they're on a group text talking TNF?
Well, she's about to be the next. She's about to be the next Bond girl. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Did see that.
An Eskimo pair that I didn't expect to learn tonight.
No.
Bezos and
I am in utter disbelief at what's happening here.
That is shocking.
This is unbelievable.
That doesn't even look like the same person.
No, it doesn't.
That's
that is
crazy.
Wow.
That
Tony
is crazy.
Gonzalez's ex-wife.
Well, that's like Cody Bellinger's wife is Giancarlo's ex-girlfriend.
Former ECU Pirate.
Of course, he had the one in F1, Kelly Piquet, going from one of the lower level drivers up to Max Verstappen. That was another good one.
Oh, yeah. Who was she dating before that?
Is it Piastri or somebody like? Yeah,
Piastri. I think Piastri's having a good year. I've kind of jumped off the F1 a little bit, but I believe he and McLaren are having a good year.
That's lost a lot of steam, hasn't it?
A little bit, yeah. It's. I still check it out for background noise here and there, but I'm definitely not as into it.
Yeah, I think it's lost a little steam for sure. The top. Yeah, I think the Verstappen dominance for like a year, once everybody got into it, kind of pushed everyone out. Now it's more competitive. But
yeah, they actually put like regulations into place and like a salary cap type thing and all that kind of stuff. But
they're gonna put like 3 new teams into this thing over the next like there's 2 US based teams, I think.
Yeah.
I'm probably speaking totally out of terms. Sure, somebody is listening, is watching. It's like, why are these guys talking F1? What are they talking about? But
big Red Bull drama.
It's happy hour.
big Red Bull drama because Verstappen is still kind of crushing it, but Christian Horner had to resign in disgrace due to maybe stepping out on the Spice Girl that he was with there.
He was always great for Drive to Survive too. That show won't be as good without him on there. Yeah, tough. Yeah, Verstappen. They can't find a second driver with Verstappen either. They've like rolled through a couple guys after Sergio Perez exited the scene.
Did you guys see the F1 movie with Pitt?
I haven't, and I wanted to see it in theaters, and I was like kept meaning to see it, and I never did. And now maybe they'll put it back in IMAX at some point. I don't know. I really wanted to see it in IMAX, and I like could never time it. But no, I did not see it. Good reviews.
Yeah. Definite recommend. Yeah, it was. If you could do IMAX, that would be great. Same guy that directed Top Gun. So
yeah, that was partly. I was like, this is at least if the story stinks, it will be visually stunning, like regardless of.
Solid, just very solid, like 8 out of 10.
Really love that. You'll take that. You'll take that at a night out at the movies.
Yeah,
out on digital. Yeah. See, they
8 out of 10 is a 10 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is a 10 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is better than a 10 out of 10 because they don't have to like freak out about it after.
You also, if it's a 10 out of 10 movie, you probably feel like you've got to pay attention to every single second. And F1, there's no way you need to. That's almost like you don't even feel bad.
I dragged my friends to see The Brutalist earlier this year, and my God, one of the better movies I've ever seen that I have just no desire to ever return to. And F1, I could watch that. I could watch that any day.
We've seen the Rock's new look. Also, great.
Shout out Tony Parker in the chat right here. Did you guys see Alex's comment with that the other day?
I did not.
Alex, put it in the comment or text me. Somebody said something that was like, was it another Ravens reporter? I forget what it was, but they were like, when did Tony Parker like join the Ravens beat? And it was just a picture of Alex like interviewing someone. It's very funny. Very, very good.
That's just handsome. That's just handsome on handsome.
Yeah. Alex.
I was gonna say,
we love Alex.
Nothing you can do. Speaking of handsome,
The Rock is definitely smaller. Just to comment on that.
I think I saw somebody say like yes, it looks a little weird, but that seems like a guy who's maybe taking his long-term health a little more.
Seems like a guy who like probably suffered like a health incident and decided.
Well, I think he's also he got cast in a Tarantino movie where I can't imagine he's playing like a musclehead. So I think maybe he's slimming down for another role because
he did do
Dave Bautista's been on his ass. Dave Bautista
he just did. So The Rock just did the new Benny Safdie movie, The Smashing Machine, which is like a UFC movie.
Yeah, Mark Kerr. Yeah, so he had to get big for that, and he was doing WWE for the last like essentially on and off for like 2 years. Like he was involved in WrestleMania last year. He returned, so he's got to be jacked when he comes back to that. Which makes me think he's not going to be on WWE for a while, which is interesting because people thought he would be involved in WrestleMania again this year.
Benny, did we totally nuke your ad read there?
Yeah, it's all good.
No.
I mean,
lay it on us.
That's happy hour.
Speaking of handsome, join our Survivor pool. Join it. We have 100 entries, which is awesome. It is Morning Mugs, Exit 52. Go on right now. It is on link in bio, on my link in bio on my Twitter, on Exit 52's link in bio, on Exit 52's Twitter. On Instagram, if you're watching on Instagram, go join. You do have to beat us. You can win Simple Survivor Pool, Baltimore's best morning mugs, best in Baltimore, best coffee shop. Obviously, we won. We're screaming it from the rooftops. Maybe the first thing in my life I've ever won. I'm a loser. No more, baby. But join. You can get we were free. Tyler and I were freaking out. This is literally my little brother in our fraternity because he goes in the video, we made like the cut back and forth, but he goes, and if you're from out of town, we'll send you a pound of beans. And we were just geeking out about that. But if you're out of town, if you're not from the Baltimore area, send you a week's worth of coffee, a pound of their roast beans. Awesome. $50 of Morning Mugs merch and an Exit 52 hoodie. And it's free to enter, free coffee for a week. Fun stuff. We'll be in there playing. 100 entries so far. Let's pump that up. Let's get to 250. If you're having a beer with us, go do it. Perfect thing to do while you're on, the shitter after you've had your morning cup of coffee. Just go sit there, make your pick for the week on Wednesday, on Thursday morning. Awesome thing to do. So free to enter. Must be 18 plus to play, and a United States citizen, and not affiliated with ESPN or with Disney in any way. So yeah, fun stuff.
No, absolutely no Disney affiliation.
None.
Can I tell my low? This is probably my low light, like arguably my low light gambling thing of all time. That was a Survivor League.
Oh boy.
So one of Fran's parents' friends is works construction in Manhattan, and he's a big likes to partake in the gambling here and there. Nothing crazy.
Sounds like he might be a no-show job kind of guy.
No, he is a show job. He's a show job kind of guy. But yeah, not far off from that. But comes to me, I think it was 2020 COVID year, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, I'm in this Survivor League. It's $500 an entry, and there's like over 1,000 people that play. It's a cash briefcase if you win. Like you usually got a higher security. Like so this one guy won 400. Apparently, like one of the winners won like hundreds of thousands of dollars one year, like 15 years ago. So like it's all cash. And he's like, I want you to do one. Like you know your shit. Like great. So I picked week 1, the upstart Indianapolis Colts, 11-5 finishing team led by one Phillip Rivers against the 1-15 Gardner Minshew Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
The Jaguars drafted Trevor Lawrence with the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft after winning only one game. The game they won was week 1 against the Indianapolis Colts. $500 Survivor League, significant others, dad's friend who was complimenting me, and I didn't have to pay. He just was like, I'm going to do an entry and you're going to choose. And I literally instantly lost. It was 1:00 games Sunday. Not a question. Jaguars got in that butt. And that was just sad. And he's never made fun of me about it. Never said anything mean about it. And that hurts worse. I wish
I'm sure some things have been said.
Yeah. Oh, nice podcast, you fucking idiot. Oh, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
you just know it's getting talked about in other rooms. That's almost worse than just getting confronted.
Exactly. So that is arguably my worst. Like, it's not like it was a bad beat or something. It was just like, oh no, just terrible. So
Yeah,
I can't wait. I can't wait for my 10-leg touchdown parlays that I place every Sunday. It's just a lottery ticket. When the big beautiful parlay hits, you guys, I won't tell you, but there will be signs.
Listen, I got all my bets lined up. We're winning them all week 1. Malik Neighbors' first touchdown just came to me the other night. That's happening.
Came to you in a dream, in a vision.
Yeah,
I have been in an ACL death pool for a few years.
Oh, that's
Anyone's interested in that?
Wait.
As an ACL survivor, that is just
Wait. Are you betting on people? Are you picking people to tear their ACLs?
Three per year.
Who are your picks?
I've been festering on AJ
That's
Brown's
crazy.
ACL. I've been festering like a gnat on AJ Brown's ACL for 3 years. I think that thing's going. I think that thing is going. I don't want it to, but I just think it might.
God, you're gonna be in an NBA Achilles tear.
Yeah, like
Achilles, so that doesn't fall and
Nope.
And it has to be ACL. It can't be MCL or PCL. So it's not just a knee tear. It's got to be ACL.
It has to include ACL. Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Wow,
is there money? Is there money involved in this?
There's a lot of money.
Oh my
God! Just imagine when guys go down with knee injuries and you're just waiting to hear
please,
which CL it is. Please don't be a PCL. Please,
somebody was wondering why the guy in the Lamar Jackson jersey was going crazy when J.K. Dobbins got hurt a couple years ago. Like,
being friends with you is like living in the jungle. I don't know what I'm going to see next, and I'm really scared.
That's crazy.
You tore your ACL, Jake?
Only one person.
I was like 11 years old.
Only one person has ever hit once.
So, how many people are in this pool?
It started with
And how do I join?
It started. I think it started with like just 3 people. It was like I think it was just like me and my roommates, and we just like started putting in $50. You never pay anyone anything unless there's an ACL tear.
Of course, yeah. You wouldn't want anything untoward happening in this.
God, that is a savage pool.
It's bad. It's very bad.
So
I used to bet on Ben Roethlisberger. I was convinced that his old knees would give out. He would have those fucking bags on them, those bags of ice, and I was like, that thing's gonna go. His career's gonna end, and he's gonna slip off.
Nobody took care of his body better than Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, those bags—that's preventative maintenance right there.
It is. So
it's
honestly horrible. Is it horrible? Yes, absolutely.
The scouting process has got to be a very, very fascinating exercise. Like,
Nobody
are you going
analyzes
through
the-
people's off-season workout videos, see who's doing technique wrong or
I was
something?
going to say nobody analyzes men's bodies quite like this guy, so it seems like he would be aware of the tension points, the pressure points, and
Were you like furious when you read like Tajay Spears' his like pre-draft workout and he doesn't have an ACL? Or you're like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, you got to take him off the board.
Him and DeJuan Blair. You're like, get these guys out of my face.
He's the
DeJuan
golden
Blair
goose.
is a good
He's the
one.
golden goose.
They
Really.
serve
Like,
no
he's-
purpose to me.
Yep. The only one that ever hit, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was I know who it was. I believe it was 2016. Keenan Allen is the only one to ever hit. And we've
ACLs are
That was like a decade.
they're slowing down now. Their ACLs are not. It's Achilles.
Achilles have been popping. Yes, there's a lot more preventative training for ACL than there used to be.
Literally and figuratively.
Yes. There's a lot more preventative stuff for ACL than there used to be. Achilles are now the one that's getting overloaded. Certainly, but advances in that surgery.
It's very, very exposed tendon. ACL is hidden away there in the anterior cruciate part of your knee.
That's crazy. I've never heard of that.
All good movement. It has to be all good movement.
Brian, are you still picking the games?
I am.
I've been watching Brian.
Yeah, you can just see him scrolling.
Yeah.
I feel like I've picked 35 Colts games at this point. And I can't make sense of what I think of the Colts. They're the ultimate team that I'm like, they might stink. They might be a playoff team. I can't figure them out.
I think
Well, as you heard, I wound up with them at 9-8, and it was like when a dog tilts its head. Like when I saw
Like,
them.
yeah.
One of my takes from last night to spoil was that anyone in the NFC West could win that division. Anyone could have the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, that's a weird division. I think we had the Hawks.
I think the Raiders.
Matthew Stafford's maybe not even alive anymore. Like
NFC West.
Sam Darnold is behind a very questionable offensive line going into the year. That unit could be good. They're young. The Cardinals are just a shit organization that has a lot of good pieces. You can just never trust them.
Mhm.
Kyler is an ACL survivor. And then you got the Niners. The Niners they are limping into the season. So many people hurt. So many people like disgruntled, but still so much talent. Like it's probably realistically going to be like 4 solid teams. Like
I know my guy Brandon Ayuk is going to just have a huge season and just totally make good on all that just digital ink that was absolutely wasted.
It honestly is fascinating how much disdain you have for the Brandon Ayuk contract holdout.
Well, it's like we do this every time, and now I'm getting it thrown in my face a little bit with this Micah trade, because when Micah first started holding out, I was like, all right, let's just skip through this. We've been through this a million times. He's going to request a trade, and then they're just going to come back to the table at the 11th hour and figure it out. Usually what happens, but
I just can't get there with the Cardinals. I have been trying to get there, and I just can't.
You're not
bad
getting
organizations
there.
are bad, and I just like sit there and they have to prove otherwise. Like Cardinals are not a good organization in the NFL. They're not in the teens. If I'm ranking,
I think Bidwill is maybe a sneaky bad owner. Like he's had some, I think maybe some scandals, and like I think back to they were on the first All or Nothing season. Speaking of another Amazon product back in like 2015, it's like 10 years ago. That's when that show was still good, in my opinion.
Yeah, All or Nothing Manchester City was very good.
That was
That
great.
is probably
Yeah,
the
that
peak
was
of that show.
right around the same time, yeah. And Bidwill, bit of a some strange energy around him. I'll put it that way.
So real quick, at NFL Australia and New Zealand just tweeted out their like season opening graphic. And I was very confused at first because it just says the road to Super Bowl, LX, Levi Stadium, 75 kilometers. And I'm looking at the players, Malik Neighbors, Puka, Jordan Love, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Burrow, Stroud, Baker, Jaden Daniels.
Daniel Falele.
Ravens, Daniel Falele. I was like, what are they doing? Why? But then I realized it was the Australia. And
it's big all state. It's down under. I want to ask a question to the group. I would like to ask a question to the group. You have to hitch your wagon to one of these quarterbacks this year and this year only. Bryce Young, Michael Penix. I was going to say Cam Ward, but I'm not going to. I'll leave that out so Eric can be unbiased here. All right, Bryce Young, Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy, or Trevor Lawrence. Hitch your wagon. Bryce Young, Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy, Trevor Lawrence.
I'm going
Hitch your
Lawrence.
wagon.
I think
Why are
Lawrence.
you going Lawrence? What comes
I
to
think he
mind?
bounces back. I've been trashing him for like 2 years now. I think he's gonna have a good year, and they've got weapons. They're fun, kind of, but I don't know. I
They
think
were
he
one
bounces back.
yesterday. They were one yesterday when I was going through my 256, where it's like every year I'm like, they have a solid roster and they should be. You see a lot of their shit. They're in the AFC South. Obviously, they have talent and they simply disappoint. They had the one playoff comeback, and other than that, they just have been disappointing. It's like Dougie P's just chilling there. They're just chilling in Jacksonville. I don't know. It's just they're not a good organization. It's hard to hitch my wagon to them, but
Well, now they got what's his name, Liam Cohen, right?
Cohen.
Yeah.
Duval.
Yeah.
Some weird energy.
Yeah, that just made Taylor sick.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
they're just like they're
be
so
right
hard to it's so hard because Lawrence, you see all the flashes and they have like legitimate talent around him.
Ryan
and
Thomas
they're-
and Travis Hunter realistically be insane.
Yeah, I mean, like the Travis Hunter thing has a pretty high ceiling on it, and I think he's also not getting talked about because he was hurt, and people aren't quite sure how they're going to divide
it's
the
the Jags.
snaps. And it's the Jags. They do have a weird ownership situation. Like they spend money, like he spends money. They just like put
This is your guy. You're going to trash your own guy?
Shad Khan.
Yeah, and Tony. I know you're a big
And
Tony.
Tony, no, yeah, I'm not like an AEW watcher, but they're certainly big investors into one of my great loves, pro wrestling. So I'm not gonna trash him. I was gonna take Penix. I am so obsessed with Penix from the CFP semifinals. I can never get that out of my head. He just balled against Texas with a clear talent deficiency, and he just seems like kind of a gunslinger. And he's got some stuff around him with
The run
Bijan
game.
and Drake
Kyle
London.
Pitts, Drake London. I mean, Mooney was
just-
sick last year.
If they can just, get the couple of stupid throws at him, I almost don't want to take it out of him because I think he's going to be fun to watch. Like I think he is a guy that if he can be
Like
just
you said,
okay,
he's a gunslinger.
yeah, he's can just and they have stuff around him. So I don't know, frankly, anything about their offensive line. So I'm here to hear if it's bad or
They're
good.
solid.
But
They're not going to be an issue.
I would hitch my wagon to him. McCarthy, I was never that convinced at Michigan. We'll see. Good, obviously great. They have what Sam Darnold did there last year was they resuscitated his career. So maybe, and he's got good weapons around him. I want it to go better for Bryce Young. They don't have a ton around him. Hopefully Ted McMillan's good for him. Like they seem like they want to trade Adam Thielen. I like
They
Penix. I'll go with Penix.
did. He's a Viking.
Oh, they traded him. Oh, I missed that. There you go. Because it was like, are they going to? Will they? Won't they? What they? So there you go. So you're going to trade a veteran that was the guy's kind of safety blanket down the stretch last year, and he showed some stuff in the last 2 games. But I'll take Penix.
Yeah, it was Penix for me too. I think he's in probably the best situation. I get Lawrence has talent around him, but you mentioned it's kind of the weird bad organization, Spenny. I can't really shake that with the Jags. I felt like they were on the right trajectory there for a couple of years, but as always, they derailed it. And yeah, I'm with you, Taylor. Like Penix, one of his Apple Cup performances, he might have only been at Washington for 1 year, but I just remember watching.
Yeah, he's old. He was in Indiana forever.
Yeah, I remember watching him in that one Apple Cup that he played in and being like, holy shit, like this guy is so much fun to watch. He was like getting on end arounds. He was running up and blocking, and the accuracy I've always really enjoyed, and maybe a little more mobile than people might realize. So yeah, I think I'd go Magic Mike Penix on that one.
I think I am stuck between Bryce Young and whether or not I am prepared to quit Trevor Lawrence or not, because I've been holding on to him for a while, just kind of trying to cost average myself by buying low every time he takes a step back. And it's like, oh, this guy's been anointed since he was 16 years old or whatever it was. And just when it seems like the clock is out on him, he's like Eric said, he's got some guys again. And they've come in waves with them. But then you saw Bryce Young in the second half of the season last year was a whole new guy, and Canales seems like a good fit for him and everything. So I'm probably leaning towards Bryce Young. Penix, I didn't love what I saw from him after. I didn't think that pulling the plug on Cousins, I think they pulled on him just a little early last year. And I think it really
Cousins was so bad though.
He was bad at times, but primetime Kirk. I mean, come on.
I think they totally botched that whole situation. They gave him however much money in the, literally all the money in the world, and then he's only there for a year or two, and you draft his replacement.
It almost feels like because they were supposed to get Watson, and then it sounds like the Browns were like, we will just break the wall and do the thing that no one's done, give him that guaranteed contract. It feels like the Falcons just had, it was like they were Scrooge McDuck sitting on their coins, and they're like, screw it, we'll draft one and buy one.
Problem is, there was no other good mobile quarterbacks available other than Watson a little bit after that they could have maybe try and swing a trade for. Either that was in the midst of contract issues. So tough situation for them.
The crazy part about Trevor Lawrence, he turns 26 in October. There is still so much time left.
There's meat on the bone there.
By the way, I just got really fired up about a Texans at Colts Week 13 matchup. Just really fired up about it.
That feels like a Thursday night.
It's not, but it's going to be a big one at Week 13. It's Sunday 1:00, no doubt.
That's my Colts. They're going to be surging towards that 9-8 record. Nipping at the Texans' heels, 11-6.
I'm trying to not look at the side margins where the standings are accumulating, but I start to see what's going on here a little bit out of the corner.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
All right, I want to do it one more time, just a little narrower. And you can go around. You can just say if anybody's got takes on it. But I'm going to go Drake May, Caleb Williams. Pick tie your wagon to one this year.
I know Taylor's going Drake. That's his guy.
Caleb Williams. We're here. We're sitting here in the city that needs him to be good. There's some tepid hope. I would call it tepid hope. They have put a ton around him. I
think that's a top 7 roster and maybe better than that.
And he's got the offensive genius. It has to work. I'm gonna hitch my wagon to Caleb because if he's good, it will be very fun around here. I think they're yearning for something to believe in at a higher level than sneaking to the wild card and missing on a doink field goal.
They're just one of the franchises that the NFL is better for when they're good, and we just have not had nearly enough of that. They're sneaky, tortured fan base.
I feel like they're just due.
I agree,
and it's just if the NFL is fixed in any way in terms of parity and let's push something forward, a call here, a call there. So I don't know, whatever.
You're just I love your very quiet conspiracy theorists, that you've slipped into in the last couple of years.
There's billions of dollars in it. It's impossible. And
they're trying to get a stadium deal kind of done right now and figured out. It would be a good time for them to be good. There you go.
Plus, the NFC is wide open. Jaden Daniels has emerged. They would as you just said, Taylor. They're getting a new stadium in Washington. So, new stadiums. These two quarterbacks in a wide open NFC. It hurts. Fucking Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Dak. All of those have just. They are, Jordan Love, sure, could still ascend and whatever, but the NFC needs, I think, Caleb Williams to be good.
He is also in the same Trevor Lawrence category of anointed from their junior year of high school category.
He was so good at Oklahoma.
He has been the dude for a long time. Picked Oklahoma over Maryland. But yeah, he's been the guy for a long time, and. I think it has. I'm almost betting on because it almost has to work. This almost has to be the time for the Bears, and it has to be the time for Caleb Williams. Drake May,
good.
Sure,
should be good. They've got 2 good tight ends. I think Colston Loveland's gonna be a hell of a big slot. Met is a nice Y tight end. Whatever the backs or whatever, but they have so much.
Yeah,
Ben Johnson is the kicker.
Yeah.
Well, he's the head coach.
They spent money on the offensive line. They have. Swift is serviceable. Even below Adunze and DJ Moore, Luther Burden is a 5-star, mega 5-star recruit that maybe didn't produce as much in college. If he finds it, then you have 3 really good, but outside of the tight ends, it just feels like it's all set up for him. So he's got to walk through the door.
Something about this Patriots team, I'm just very not excited by. Vrabel solid. I don't want to get Eric in his feelings. Great coach, obviously, but it's we're just kind of. And listen, I picked them 9-8 and all that, but it just feels like, Taylor. We talk about our guy Simmons. It feels like we're all just kind of, we're back on the conveyor belt. Oh, Patriots are good again. I don't know. I think we'll see.
I think they're barreling right towards that 9-8, 10-7 zone that Vrabel loves to be in.
They'll win some games late that they shouldn't, and like they'll lose a
Yeah.
game to like the Saints. I don't know if
They're going to be really annoying to play. Just
Weird.
That's just a given.
From a Drake May specific standpoint, weird wide receiver situation in New England.
I can't buy into Diggs fully yet. Like
I definitely can't.
I think he is arguably like the potential greatest value in fantasy football this year.
Diggs,
Like if he's just relatively healthy, he should have 120 targets.
Yeah, I would agree. Weird offseason for him.
Yeah.
Weird guy.
Yeah.
guy can't do coke on a boat anymore.
What? What?
Guy, what is it called? Tusi? Guy can't do a little Tusi anymore.
Guy can't do a little bumpski on a little party boat anymore with the girls?
With Cardi B and her friends? Like what? I thought this was America.
One of the all-time shots of the offseason, at least for me, was Cardi B showing up at the Stephon Diggs Day camp at Maryland. That Cardi B being in that stadium was unreal. I could not believe it. Yeah, so that's just weird. Like if Diggs doesn't stay healthy or he's over the hill, which the thing is he was hurt last year, but I mean, it was all kinds of consistent for like the 7 years before that. So if he even gets up to 90% of that, there's your like consistent option for May, and they need one more guy to emerge. And
he's good in the honeymoon phase too. Like, he might wear out his welcome eventually, but that first year, I feel like you can always bet on kind of that diva receiver to really put up numbers for you. So I could definitely see it, but I don't know, man.
They need Travion Henderson to be good. He looks like he's good.
I like him. Stevenson, like they've got some pieces.
Are people, have you seen the people, obviously Spen, this is more up yours probably, but the folks freaking out about Henderson being the third string running back? Like in fantasy,
he'll have 100. Travion Henderson will have 183 touches this year. You can put that in ink.
The fantasy football producing the Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt controversy is one of the great. This is why fantasy football is amazing. No one in America knew who this guy was a month ago.
6 weeks, yeah.
And now there's massive freakouts going on social media that he's the fourth string running back on the depth chart.
I poked him in the second turn of an auction draft last night. He went for $21 on a $200 budget, and I was like, "What are we doing here?"
That's unbelievable.
Starting bid for like $3, I think, and it was just tick, 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 tick.
Crazy.
The kid could be a good back. He could be a great back. He could be a Pro Bowl back. I do not know, but I know that has there been a 7th round pick with like relatively established veterans in front of them that has ever gotten any burn in September? Like that doesn't. Who was the Alfred Morris backfield when he kind of came on out of nowhere? He was undrafted, right?
7th.
He was late.
7th.
That might be an amazing pull, Eric. Holy shit!
6th round.
We talked about this at our draft the other night, and like, was Pacheco a 7th rounder too? He was behind Clyde Edwards, right? But Edwards has never done anything.
Morris was the 6th round pick, and he did run for 1,600 yards. Pacheco definitely popped. That's true too.
Yeah, he was a 7th rounder.
That's all Shaney though. Alfred Morris.
Eric, can you name any of the people in the backfield in Alfred Morris's rookie year?
I'm trying to think. Like, was that?
This is an unbelievable list of guys.
There's
Sean Alexander might have been in there.
No. I think Alexander.
He's not on this Wikipedia talking about Morris's career. He's not listed there.
I want to say Antonio Gibson, but I don't. I think that's too early.
Too early.
There's going to be one. There was it Ryan? No, not Ryan. No.
Yes.
Was it Ryan? Who is it? Ryan Terrain? Is that a guy, or is he?
Not in this situation.
You have the first name right.
I'm not seeing a Ryan.
Not
personally.
Ryan Grant, right?
You're thinking of Grant. Yeah.
When he came
Ryan Grant had 5 yards rushing on the 2012 Washington Redskins.
God, that's how long ago.
The sentence I'm reading is after having impressive preseason performances, he emerged as a dark horse in the running back competition with Roy Halou, Evan Royster, and Tim Hightower.
Evan Royster. He Penn State, right? Royster was Penn State?
Royster was Penn State. Yeah.
And Roy Halou, yep. Darrell Young, fullback.
Tim Hightowers and everybody had them on their fantasy.
Oh
team
yeah,
guy.
Hightower. That 2012 Redskins team was kind of fun. They had names.
Those were both great polls, Eric. Those were both great polls.
Those were very good polls.
I forgot
Alfred
Madu
Morris
Williams.
is the exact same situation as this scenario.
Madu Williams was on that team.
Yeah.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
That team
Late
was
career-
insane. Leonard Hankerson.
Yeah, old
Late
man
career
Hankerson.
Madu.
I think they still had Cooley at the time too, if I'm not mistaken.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. Pierre
Okay.
Garcon when he was just filthy still.
Logan Paulson, Corey
Was
Lichtensteiger.
Santana still there? I think.
Santana was there. Brian Arakpo, who I think played in, let's see.
Tennessee.
He
Kerrigan,
played
maybe.
in 2 games, if I'm not mistaken.
Fred Davis, tight end.
Oh,
Yep.
USC.
Yeah, Ryan Grant. Yep, I'm looking at it now.
Philip
D'Angelo.
Lindsay. Garden had another good one. Philip Lindsay.
Yeah, that was
He came in
solid.
hot,
Yeah, that's a
undrafted.
good one.
All right, it happens. It happens.
But no, I mean, I'm because the
Gus
thing going
Edwards.
back to Henderson, it's the same thing Vrabel did with people forget like Deion Lewis and Derrick Henry were splitting carries. Henry's like rookie year, like
People do
up until like week 13. Like Deion
Lewis was
started.
somewhat highly drafted, I think.
He was yeah, I liked
Third,
him. He was
fourth
out of
round.
Pitt, right?
No, he was like undrafted. I thought. Wasn't he?
Was he? Maybe.
I think he's like a mid-round pick, if I remember correctly.
I thought he like broke his leg with the Browns, and the Patriots picked him up, and like because he was like he was on the Manziel rookie.
Fifth round.
Fifth round, yeah.
Yeah,
Assistant running backs coach for Albany. Good for you, Dion.
He's probably a really nice guy.
He's got a great smile on his Wikipedia photo.
He does. Anyway, Bill Krosky Merritt there. I don't know. I'm fading.
Chris Rodriguez is going to be the best running back in that backfield.
I think Austin Eckler is like for what they
Yeah.
do, and with Jaden Daniels is going to run the ball. It's gonna open things up. We'll see. But definitely the craze is heavy, and the unofficial depth chart does it does mean nothing. It does truly mean nothing. Backs get hurt. Somebody takes over. Jake said Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards, I think the Ravens pulled up off the P squad, and then he just rattled off so many yards.
He was the lead back at the end of that year. Like,
Yeah, they pulled him up right when Lamar became.
it was him because he went nuts in Lamar's first start against the Bengals. He had like 130 yards. I remember Harbaugh shouting him out in the locker room and everyone going crazy. I was like, all right, this guy might be something. And I was right.
All time.
boss.
He will be such an all time great look back Raven. He was so sick here. And that
he's
injury.
he's gonna milk a fan favorite status big time, and
He'll get a bigger than expected reaction when they bring him back as like a legend of the game.
Yes.
Like you'd be like, really? Gus Edwards?
yeah.
Any just takes you want to fire off about a team, a player, the NFL, anything overall.
Big fan of them bringing in Mr. Beast. Thank God.
The content creators, they're finally getting their moment in the sun. We'll be next, guys.
Good to have Mr. Beast in the mix.
Yeah, anytime you can get more Mr. Beast.
Jimmy
More
Donaldson.
cowbell.
Give me more. Give me more.
See how I threw these 20,000 footballs down a 3-mile tube, and then
Maybe he can pay for eyesight. He can pay for referees to all get their LASIKs or whatever.
Yeah, I injected psychedelics into one player that doesn't know that it's in his bloodstream as he's going out to try and execute.
this is not really a hot take at all, but I think it's a good conversation for this group to have. I think that the Joe Flacco Cleveland Browns thing is one of the most fun things in the NFL. The fact that this guy just continues to play, and the fact that they have Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel and like 7 other quarterbacks behind them, and he's just like that shot of him smiling on the sideline. I know that was just probably just like a candid. It didn't like actually mean anything. But God, I mean, I hope he plays the whole season. Like I hope he doesn't get hurt. It makes the Browns so much more fun. Like they would be so not interesting if Dylan Gabriel was starting. They would be fun if Shedeur was starting for probably all the wrong reasons. But I just, every time I like look at the schedule or I'm drafting in fantasy and I see the Browns, I just think of the fact that Joe is starting for them, and that's very exciting.
I was talking to Spenny about this. There's something cool about a person who's like maybe past it or very much past it in his case. And I was thinking about this with Belichick too a little bit. And it's like, well, why are you still doing this? And it's like, well, it's just what I do. It's just what I love to do. You know, there's something very cool and endearing about that.
He's almost not past prime, but it's a little like Justin Rose-ish. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It should theoretically be over.
It's like,
That
go
is
to
a
live. It's like,
fire.
why would I do that? This is what I do. This is
Yeah, like
I'm
why
not sure
would
what
I
guy.
not keep trying to win majors? And Joe Flacco's kind of like, why would I not try to keep winning NFL games? Like I can keep doing it. I clearly can do it.
Have you
year is
ever
it,
won an
man?
NFL game? I
Yeah.
have won all of the NFL games, and it's really fun to do, and I like to do it.
This is what, year
It's also
15?
been- Justin Rosecomp is insane. Flacco was just so good on the Browns and led that fucking insane run to take them to the playoffs.
Crazy.
Against the
It's year,
Texans.
I think it's year 18. Am I not mistaken?
2000,
2008.
Yeah.
Year 17, maybe.
He's up there, man. He can make it to the.
He was talking to the Browns. Louque. He was
This is
talking
year
to
18. The math makes it so that's 18. This
Yeah,
is
you're
year
18.
One of the
13.
cooler things I've seen this offseason was him and David Njoku riding around
In
Cleveland.
the
in
car,
like,
right?
It was like a sick ATV, like.
Njoku
insane.
loved him. Like they're
Yes.
like that video of Njoku just being like Joe Flacco, man.
If
I was
Flacco stays healthy, Njoku will easily finish as like a top 4.
100%.
He's
Yeah.
gonna feed that big boy.
Well, if he
Njoku's-
was not going for the PI on the deep shot, he was spamming his tight ends. That was his move. You know,
It
he
is.
he got a contract for Pitta and some of these guys. I mean,
I used to hate 4 years ago. I like hated Flacco on the Broncos
Oh,
and like
yeah.
that period. The Jets, it was like, come on, Joe. And
Was
now
he-
it is so sick.
Was he the backup on the Eagles and then got traded in the preseason too?
he did. Yeah, he wasn't even on their official team. He was.
Yeah,
with-
he got traded preseason. Was that to the Jets? Is that what that was? And he started that game week 1, right?
yeah.
And
that
didn't
was-
he like when they were a crazy comeback? It was like 13.
And then they played. I think they played the Ravens on 9/11.
Yeah, and yeah, that was a tough first start for him against his old team.
It was very cool thing. Great call.
He threw a pick to the one arm man, maybe had another couple, and then I remember it was really funny because they were like staging like this really late rally. They weren't even getting close, and some like schmohawk running back like drops a pass on 4th down, and Brian got so mad. He's like, "This happened to Joe his entire career." I'm like, "All right, we're playing against him this week. Like it's not." He's like, "This defines everything that's always happened." I'm like, "Yeah, I get it, but we're glad that happened."
My second take would be that the Travis Hunter thing is not getting enough press, and it stinks that he's in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Agreed.
that's probably why it's not. I mean, that's a
Stinks that
big
he's-
trade.
it just stinks that he's in Jacksonville. Like
That's
if
a
this
big
guy
trade.
was on a team that was the Jacksonville could be semi-interesting. But like this guy's about to try to play 2 ways in the NFL. We're just not really talking about it going into week 1. Yeah. I think it has the potential to be the biggest story in the league after like 2 or 3 weeks if he's unbelievable like it became in college. Like if he has a pick and a receiving touchdown in the same game, this is going to get pushed to the top of the board for people, and they win games.
What
But
would Prime Berman give Travis Hunter a nickname? Travis Goodwill
Hunter.
Hunter. Yeah, like
Travis Dog the Bounty Hunter.
go with Christ.
Said,
bro.
"Go with Christ, brah," as he off this guy on his way to the end zone.
That's it. They have to bring him back. They should bring him back for the home run derby in week 1 every year. Like, or just let him do every like wrap up, on
Travis
ESPN or whatever.
Michael Mann's Mind Hunter read the defense's mind read the offense's mind is on his way to this pick 6.
This is a good one. First head coach to get fired.
Oh, this has got Miami written all over it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
McDaniel is so
that's the
McDaniel
answer.
is so
This is where I was going to go. I don't think the disaster that is Miami is being talked about just enough because they were on the up and up and looking brighter and brighter there for a couple of years.
McDaniel is going to be Dan Soder's podcast co-host in like week 8. Like he's going to move to New York, and he's like,
Do you remember it was like they could beat this Chiefs team in the it's -40, but they could go in there and then
The Tua thing is kind of sad. It really is. Like it just feels like he just can't stay on the field. Like, and yeah.
What week does Tyreek blow it all up too? Because that has like
Speaking of weird
Antonio
off
Brown,
seasons.
like that could blow up at any point.
Guy's running hundreds at invitationals. He's challenging Noah Lyles to races. He's dealing with his kid stuff.
Getting
He's had an
arrested
interesting
outside
offseason.
of the stadium.
Yeah, he's had a very interesting offseason.
I lose track of his antics sometimes. Like it.
I'm just bored of him.
Yeah, he's a
Just
nothing
find
anymore.
a new slant.
Yeah,
Crazy wide receiver guy.
Diva.
Doesn't
Diva.
do
wide
it for me
Did
anymore.
you see his Did you see Mike McDonald's quote today about
Daniel.
Yeah, what did I say? McDonald? Mike McDaniel's quote about I think it was Ollie Gordon when he said they asked him, they're like, "Oh, how much playing time?" what did he say, Spen? He's either going to get 0 carries or 100.
He could get all of the touches, or he could get 0 touches. He could have. It was like all of the
0 yards or
absolutely
100.
none.
Yeah.
I was saying on the pod, he's starting to get into like that Kyle Shanahan nihilism. Like I can't guarantee anyone in the world will be alive Sunday. It's like, dude, like, is everything okay? Like
that's funny when you're winning, and like that plays when you're winning or whatever. But like when
he's not even. I don't think he's even trying to be funny. I think he's just like kind of sad boy season.
Yeah,
like
maybe. But again, like you think about it, this is the guy who was openly.
He's basically saying,
openly,
"Shut up and don't ask me a question like that ever again, because I'm not telling you."
Yeah, which he was not like that before. He used to be like cool with media, which kind of it's tough. I hate to lose a character like that, but Stephen Ross, he will just pile drive you into the ground, like mentally.
He'll go somewhere and he'll be like
he's almost just trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
When you like listen to him talk, he's just trying to leave Miami.
He'll
get hired by somebody else.
Yeah.
He's quiet quitting.
He's George Costanza. He's like driving the car with the World Series trophy around behind him in the parking lot, screaming, "You are all incompetent, like losers, each and every one of you." He's going to go to the meeting with the Dan Marino's jersey on and drip some strawberries all over it.
What did he say? You tell those sons of bitches in Houston.
You tell that son of a bitch. No,
Two other candidates popping to mind: Jonathan Gannon and Brian Dable.
Big year for Jonathan Gannon.
Yeah,
and Dable is probably safe because they seem to have so much faith in him. But if they start out really poorly, I know maybe they've thrown a lot in with Jackson Dart, but if you can't. I don't know if you can bottom out 2 years in a row. So
if they like bench Russell in like week 5 or 6, and then Jackson Dart gets hurt in like week 8, and they're at like Jameis at like week 10 or 11, then it's like, all right, let's just kind of.
It feels like the seat is not that warm for him, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, but
it's like you got Jackson Dart who's not
embarrassed by the Saquon thing. Clearly, like the Hard Knocks offseason. That whole thing, I think that made the ownership there just completely clam up and hermit and wants nothing to do with anything in operations now.
Another guy with a big, I'm sure it'll play a nice 12-episode documentary is coming about Saquon. That's just, everyone's getting a documentary now.
Read an article about Saquon's investments today. Interesting article. About how he's like diversified his portfolio a lot, different, taking a different route than athletes normally do.
That's good. Let's talk about these guys' retirement accounts.
Yeah. He's
the upside
angel
down
investing.
Upside down Herschel Walker.
Yeah. That's probably
Jerry
better.
should just fire Schottenheimer like 3 games into the year. Just make it fun.
Dude, Jerry wants to be the coach. He's always wanted to be the coach. He should just do it. Like he should
do it.
I love Jerry to death.
Jerry should actually. I can't say what I was about to say on YouTube. I was about to say something insane.
More insane than you have an ACL tear pool.
Yeah, it was going to be way worse. It's going to be something to the effect of Jerry.
You can get that on Spenny's Substack.
Jerry should just start wielding a 357 Magnum around there, just a little willy nilly.
He's like Dwight. He's just gonna have a gun holstered to his hip, like for no reason.
Well, you also have openly tweeted that you think Gunnar Henderson should be allowed to murder somebody in cold blood. Like
that's different. Field. That's different, Eric, and you know it.
We might get demonetized. I mean, we are in a fascist system with YouTube right now. With the way they
all right, so I'm going to read these slowly. Last thing before I do have to get out of here. You guys can keep going, but I have to go home. 20 of the last 23 years, I believe, a team has gone from worst to first. This is way more fun than Super Bowl picks to me. Like, who's winning the Super Bowl?
I would agree. This stuff is more fun. You're definitely right.
Patriots, Raiders, Browns, Titans. So again, I'll repeat those. Patriots, Raiders, Browns, Titans.
Is that the whole list?
Giants.
Okay.
Niners, Bears, Saints. I'll read those again. Giants, Niners, Bears, Saints, Patriots, Raiders, Browns, Titans. Who is going to do it?
I'd go Niners just as a safe pick, but like the Titans, like if Ward is really good and the AFC South is just kind of crap again, like that would sneaky be like my second pick there.
Texans have an injury.
Yeah.
It could happen. Plays like he did last year. Yeah. I think it's the Niners. Yeah, I think it's the Niners.
This might sound insane. I'll make an argument for my hometown Chicago Bears here. If the Ben Johnson departure from Detroit and some of the offensive line stuff they've had brings them down a notch, and
they were
and
on
and the Packers, like everyone is very high on this Packers team. Maybe, I mean, they have Micah now, so maybe that kind of changes some things. But the Bears will be playing that, like, Detroit's going to play such a tough schedule. Like, they're going to now be the hunted. They've never been in that position. Some of those like intangible, let's give a take type things. Maybe it comes together for the Bears with Ben Johnson. So I'll say them just to Zach, because I think the 49ers are the clear safe pick.
Yeah, the Niners and Bears are the two teams in that Niners, Bears in that order, and then I think everybody else is a pretty long shot.
Patriots will they could make the playoffs. I don't think they're not going to win the division unless Allen gets hit by a truck.
I think this current iteration of the NFL,
this
particular year, this league, I would say the bottom tier is as consistent and bad, like a full tier below the rest of the NFL, as much as it's been in a while. And I think my projection here has bore that out a little bit.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
The 49ers have the best odds in the NFC West to win their division at plus 150. According to FanDuel, the next closest is your New England Patriots at plus 550, followed by the Chicago Bears at plus 600. Those are the three best. So the 49ers are kind of the head and away favorite to win that division.
Speaking of odds and bets and all that, Spenny, you pointing out the Mark Andrews stuff earlier on. Like, I've put money on all of those. Like 600 yards over under, 6.5 touchdowns.
He couldn't have played worse to begin the season last year. I had him in one fantasy league. He straight up was not involved in the offense to start the season. Like, he wasn't doing anything. Still finished with what? 9 touchdowns? 600 yards, 9 touchdowns?
And we're getting the slow takeoff version of Isaiah Likely this year.
Yeah, like he's again, he'll be back by what, week 2
11 touchdowns. Pardon me, 11 touchdowns. Yeah, 11 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's like you wrote it earlier for Press Box. You were like, I think he's gonna have double-digit touchdowns. Like 6.5 is crazy.
He's primed for the week 1, like 8 catches for 110 yards and a touchdown, so everyone can write the however many months ago Mark Andrews dropped the pass in Buffalo.
I'll probably take Mark Andrews' first touchdown score in that game. First
touchdown comes for Mark.
Feed it to him. That all the first
he already does. He was doing it down the stretch last season. He has always been his number one guy, and that's been my take. Like, he's gonna in Likely's absence, like, he's probably still got spring in his step. He's not coming off of a serious car accident. Like, he wants to get himself one last contract. Like, this is gonna be a big year for him, I think.
And Likely's not gonna be 100% until way later. He's gonna play, but we've seen the foot stuff. Like Derrick Henry in the playoffs. Like, he wasn't. You don't just come back and injury,
but like having surgery before the season, like I don't think you ever get to 100% of any sort.
Yeah, because there's no way to just recover as you're playing.
No.
Yes.
Brian, I know you were definitely trying to analyze that tweet with the ticking clock and the ellipses there with Isaiah Likely today. I know you were all over that. What are your thoughts?
Actually, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
Did he tweet that?
He did.
He did.
Yeah. And like immediately after that, I think Rap Sheet tweeted that he would not be playing. So I don't know if it was relation to that, something to do with the contract, which Spenny was all over that one. Put it out there that he had signed a new deal. That did obviously not.
Yeah. Did nothing ever happen with that?
I guess not.
On that deal.
Within 2 hours after I heard that, the foot injury.
It was that day. Like, tough.
When you tweeted the golf, or you put something on the golf course the other day, I was gonna tweet or like do something and say like Derrick Henry to the Eagles. Wasn't that a golf day too?
Yes. I was golfing. One of my friends fucked with me, and then I just never checked on it. And 5 days later, we recorded, and I was like, I mean, Henry on the Eagles is going to be incredible. And
you gotta give yourself a break on that. You're way too hard on yourself for that. That's like you got ball sacked and it slipped through the cracks.
I just think it was just funny. It was a funny thing.
Well, like, who was it? Big Cat, who was like, everybody gets ball sack now. Everybody. Like,
It's so hard not to. I mean, you have to be so careful to not.
Centel
if
is
you're online
so
as much
good.
as we are, you're going to get ball sacked.
Yeah.
Certainly. But I do have to hit it. You guys can stay on, but join the Survivor pool. It's in link in bio. Hi, JoJo. Goodbye. JoJo, it is bedtime.
I know. I was going to say, I'm going to head up and take her to bed, too.
You don't want to do 30 minutes on Booney, Eric?
I mean, it's right in front. Joe, what do you think of Aaron Boone? He stinks. Say it.
No, she knows. She knows it's not true.
Yeah. She's on Taylor's side.
Who hit a home run today?
JoJo's no mouthpiece.
Come on. You can talk. No? She's shy. First week of first grade, right?
She's got her own page.
That is first week of first grade's a big week. Big week.
Is. That's the first numbered grade.
Oh, first numbered grade. What do you think of that? Yeah, nothing. You're a mute now.
Not in kindergarten anymore.
I forget what we were talking about. We could do Booney talk. You want to do Booney talk? The Yankees are finding it again. Trout's on like a 22-game homerless streak. He's 2 away from 400.
It's so irrelevant. I honestly haven't even thought about it.
What college game was he at? Was he at UNC?
Booney was at UNC, correct. By the way, what a scene at UNC. That was amazing. What an amazing scene.
Is on staff there, I guess.
Okay.
Did you see the newest baseball aggregator, Clint Frazier? Have you seen this? I don't know. I feel like Brian would love this. Clint Frazier is like now this like.
I have seen this.
He's awful now. He is terrible. Like he's trying to be one of these like.
He's like Papelbon.
Kind of, yeah. Like
it's very bizarre.
He tweeted the clip of Aaron Boone, and he was like, "Bro's got the hardest schedule of the season coming up, and he's at UNC, like crying face, like." And people are like, "His son's on staff, dude. Like it's their off day. It's okay." He's trying to be one of these, like he's like a Ben Verlander kind of.
So he's like done playing now.
Yeah, he's been done for a while, but he's just like shitting on everything.
This doesn't surprise me though.
I was wondering because I was thinking about him the other day. I was like, is he just like riding the bus somewhere? What happened to him?
No,
I guess
he had a concussion. Like he chirps back and forth at people. People give it to him, and he goes right back at him. Like it's very Clint Frazier. If you were at like what was he like 15, 16, 17
like
kind of?
Yeah.
He's just a like. I'm sure he's just trying to get a media job somewhere. And he was like dishing out all the Yankee secrets. He's like, here's what they do when you're hurt.
Like, what's John Boy doing? Get him in house, you know?
I'm shocked that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
Him and Jabba. I know Jabba's kind of like that too, but like I'm kind of surprised they haven't just hired all the old.
No invite for Clint to Old Timers Day.
It's tough.
Again, Jeter didn't go, but CC, did I tell you guys that story for the Adam Jones game? It was me. Kyle was with us. Kyle met up with us at Pickles, and my buddy Street and them. And we're walking in. We're walking around like right in front of the press box on the lower bowl. And like, I don't know, an hour before the game starts, half hour before the game. I look up in front of me, and it's CC Sabathia and Chris Young on Yankees Old Timers Day who were there. They came. It was CC who was there for Adam. And I like nudged Kyle, and I was like, fucking CC Sabathia is 6 inches away from us right now. He's right there.
He's tough to miss.
I talked to I said Chris Young. I was like, Chris Young got his bobblehead, and he just nodded, and then there they were on the field. But yeah, that was kind of weird. But I don't know. Folks are dipping out on Old Timers Day.
I think CC had some trouble getting up to Cooperstown. Is that correct?
It's like the car broke down or something.
Yeah, tough break.
It is a tough break.
It is. All right, I'm gonna run her upstairs. I'll keep an eye on. If you guys head off, you head off. If not, then I'll join back. But don't wait.
We're up an hour and a half, so we're over the happy hour at this point. But yeah, any more takes we got to get off our chest? Anything else we want to get out there in the ether?
You want to finish this, Brian, with your final picks? That feels like a good way to end it.
Yeah, maybe I'll even chime in. I don't want to go down like talking about every team, and I mean,
give us the three most interesting things.
No, I'll run down the teams and the records and all that, but I'm not going to go dish a take on explaining all of them.
Yeah,
I will say overarching thoughts. Probably too extreme on the teams I think I stink. Their records are truly terrible, and the ones I think are the best are probably weighted too high, but that's the way it goes. But I think overall, the essence of what I think of the teams in general probably shines through here. NFC wise, I've got the Lions at 13-4. probably that's over projecting them, but Vikings 11-6, Packers 11-6, Bears at 7-10.
Competitive division.
Yeah. NFC Beast, Eagles 12-5, Commanders 8-9, and then the Giants and Cowboys just both stink. 3-14 and 2-15. They're going to win more games than those numbers, but those two teams not good. NFC West. I think this reflects the notion that I can talk myself each of the three teams except for the Cardinals. 11-6, both the Seahawks and Niners, and 10-7 for the Rams, with the Cardinals coming in at 7-10. And then in the South, Buccaneers 11-6, which is probably a win or two too high, but Panthers 9-8, Falcons 7-10, and I've got the Saints at 1-16.
It was tough to find wins for them. Like if you really go through
you look at that when Spenny brought up that worst to first thing, you're like, oh, NFC South, like Baker gets hurt, there's just not a lot there. But man, their roster is it's so like in fantasy, I think it's a team you just have to totally stay away from, like the Olaves and
even like the roster, like most teams these days, much more so than like 10 years ago, it feels like most teams have a quarterback that they can at least like sell themselves on. I think they wanted that to maybe be Shuck this year, but it's just like, it's not going to be him. It's not going to be Rattler. Like they've got nothing going on. They are all in on my guy, the Nuss. I think that's going to be what they're going for.
When I got to midseason, I wasn't looking at the records, but I could feel, I just like can't think of a scenario where this half dozen teams like win given games. Like I was really struggling to find wins for teams like the Saints. So that's the NFC. AFC, I'll start with the South. I had the Texans at 10-7. I think I had them beating the Colts in a Week 18 game, which is the second half of that Week 13 matchup that had me all fired up. So Colts 9-8, Jags 4-13, which they're probably better than that. They're probably more of a 7-win team, but what are you going to do? Titans 3-14. They're another big unknown. AFC West, I did find when I got to about Week 10 or Week 11, I had the Chargers coming out really hot. I couldn't pick against the Chargers for some reason, but ultimately I have them at 12-5. The Chiefs are 14-3. They're winning the division. So Broncos 10-7, Raiders 4-13. In the East, I've got the Bills at 14-3, Patriots at 10-7, Jets at 8-9, and the Dolphins 4-13. I feel like it's probably my most accurate division.
Bills and Chiefs at 14-3.
And say again.
So Bills and Chiefs both 14-3.
Yeah, that's probably over.
Bill's schedule is a cupcake. I know their fans won't want to hear that, but like by virtue of being in the AFC East and like some of those other games on that schedule, like it was tough to find losses for them. Like
I've got them 6-0 in the division. They may be my only. Yeah, they're the only team I have in the league that's sweeping their division. And then I've got the Ravens at 15-2. So, so yeah, Bengals 13-4. I've got a lot of respect for them, and I think that they will probably have a lot of things go their way, whereas they didn't last year. But
feels like they're going to have to win a lot of shootouts as per usual.
The defense obviously is the weakness there, but their schedule isn't too challenging, all things considered. Steelers 6-11. They'll probably find a way to that 9-8 figure because fuck them. But
honestly,
Browns 2-15.
Yeah, if they finish third and they're outside looking in, I'd be very happy with them going 9-8 and selling themselves on like another year of Rodgers or whatever.
Yeah. And by the way,
they're going to sit in the middle of a weird like college quarterback class, like in the middle of the draft.
It's like they are always there, and that's what leads you to having to like reach on Kenny Pickett, which was the most obvious thing in the world, and obvious that it wasn't going to work out like very well in the long term.
Yeah, I think you guys talked, and I didn't really chime in on the Caleb Williams versus Drake May discussion. I think this exercise helped me to flush that out a little bit. I've got the Bears at 7-10 and the Patriots at 10-7. I think that's reflective of their schedule more than anything.
Yeah. Tough division situation.
I will say just like one thing on Caleb Williams is like, yes, he's got all of those tools around him, right? And I think that's the part that everyone's excited to see how he does. But I do think he had quite a few tools last year too. It wasn't like he was totally out to sea without Nor. I I would have liked to have seen more from him in that first year relative to what he had. And yes, he's got more this year too.
I guess the argument would be he had one of the worst coaching situations in the league. And
I think the talent was
and
good.
Ben Johnson is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Coach Flus, my guy. Just talk about up a creek without a paddle. I think Coach Flus was maybe that's maybe the embodiment of the Peter principle right there. Let's get him back to a coordinator job. He'll be just fine. But
the most shocking part of Caleb's stats from last year is he only had 6 picks. Yeah. And just the way he was talked, I know he fumbled, he got sacked, so I'm sure there was the other turnover stuff in there. I would have thought he had 11 picks if I was going to make a predict. I would have said he had 17 touchdowns.
I think about the end of that Thanksgiving game against the Lions. Remember, that's just some of the worst game management I've ever seen.
One of the best moments of the year.
Yeah. Incredible. Yeah.
But I'm not seeing a lot of the makeup of professional quarterback in general. And
it's a little Dave. You're getting a little Dave Gettleman on us talking about
a little bit, perhaps. But
professional quarterback coming.
It just seems like these things follow them, and they're not quieting down too much. So I don't know. But at the same time, I think there's a ton of buzz about Drake May that I'm not sure where this whole world-beating Drake May thing is coming from. He had a nice year last year, and it's a good first year, and he's a rookie, but
a lot of low leverage. I'm not saying he's padding stats in garbage time, but let's see him do it in some big games. That's all I'm asking.
He was making the throws that are kind of there to be had in those scenarios, and that's well and good. You got to make those throws, but exactly right, Jake, is let me see him go toe for toe against Buffalo somewhere and put up a good fight, or play out in front with a lead and go for somebody's throat.
The young quarterback narratives are so interesting because these are two guys that everything Drake May did well was almost overhyped, and everything that Caleb Williams did poorly was almost overhyped. And maybe that's just kind of how they Caleb started at the beginning of the year. Drake kind of came in the middle of the year. It's sort of the same thing with Penix. I'm oh, I love Penix. Let me ride with Penix. Can I, other than, him playing well against, having some good throws against the Commanders, late in the year when they were fighting for the playoff spots, there wasn't, I can't think of I really love that from Penix or that. It's just, the narratives on these guys are so interesting. That makes it hard to decipher who's good or not because you get so swept up in all that stuff.
That's why week one and going into week one is so much fun because you can look at those matchups. I remember seeing last year that Bears coming into Washington game. I was oh man, that could be all time rookie versus rookie matchup. And, it had a great ending with the Hail Mary, but that was one of the more slog type, just late season games, a bad team, a young team on the other side. It's reality.
In that game.
Yeah. Reality just kind of tends to hit you in the face with these young quarterbacks pretty quickly. So it's fun to live in the dream, if you're a fan or if you're just excited to see if these guys, have it, if they have the chops.
Sure. It was an interesting question to me because I just generally think that I'm not so high on those two particular guys. But there's this general spirit with Caleb Williams that I feel people are trying to talk themselves into him.
Wishcast a little bit, yeah.
It's definitely happening here.
When you're doing that, when was the last time it felt like the energy was let's talk ourselves into it before until it comes to fruition? I don't know.
They also gave Tyson Bagent the backup and extension before the year.
Yeah, good for him, man.
Such an interesting move.
But anyways, should we head to Wild Card Weekend?
Yes.
I mean, the stars are aligning tremendously for I think everyone is just waiting on this Bengals Texans Saturday 4:30 matchup.
Yeah, it's the Shakey's game. Bill and Sal.
The Bill and Sal Shakey's.
Yeah, and the Bengals are going to win that by 3 touchdowns. So
interesting year for CJ Stroud. Speaking of quarterbacks,
I've got the Chargers at Chiefs in the 6-3 matchup. I think the Chiefs win that one easily.
Herbie.
Broncos Bills, which is another Bills route.
Madison Beer and Taylor Swift maybe in the same building there for Chargers.
That could be when Kate Rose and Tommy Fleetwood's much older wife are hugging each other down the stretch. Just oh my god, what a class act by both parties.
I think the NFC wildcard slate is awesome. I've got Vikings at Bucks, which I think this game for the two of those teams is you win this game and you get to that next round and your season's made. It's like we're probably not a conference championship quality team, either of them, but if you win that game, you're kind of hanging your hat on that.
My sources in Tampa, excitement is building in Tampa.
Okay.
For the Bucks. People think the Bucks are going to be good.
And St. Pete.
Yes, and St. Pete. Yeah. And St. Pete. Well said.
Packers Seahawks, I think, is another great game. It's Packers at Seahawks. I've got the Packers in that one. And then Niners Eagles is just, I think, a sneaky growing rivalry in the NFC, where the Eagles will take care of business in that one. So
some Nick Bosa walking into the stadium, maybe you could get part 2 of that rivalry. That'll be quite something. What a viral clip that was.
Staying in the NFC on divisional round weekend, Vikings at Eagles. Eagles win that one. Packers at Lions. I've got the Packers winning that one to break Detroit's hearts as the 1 seed yet again at home.
Wouldn't that be brutal?
AFC, I mean, Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, Ravens, NFL dream there, and that side of the bracket.
What a quarterback graphic would be put out.
Oh yeah,
by everybody
I've got Josh Allen slaying Mahomes at home, and then I've got the Ravens taking care of business against Burrow.
I like it.
Yeah.
Playoff rematch.
And here we go.
Rematch in Baltimore. This might be my computer, or maybe it's this website, but when you got to the end of it, was the website all jammed up, like really hard to navigate through?
Tough. Yeah, they're trying to milk every dollar they can out of the thing, and I kind of get it. It feels like a website from maybe 11 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a ton of data that's poured into it by the time you pick.
Yeah.
By the way, 272 games, not 256, boys.
Well, is that playoffs included?
No, I guess so. It's even more than that.
Wow.
256, the old.
Oh yeah, 256 is the number that actually made sense, right? Like when you would go 10 number, and you would have 16 games, and it all made sense. But we got to chase every dollar, right?
Yeah. Ravens beat the Bills. Eagles beat the Packers. Ravens over Eagles in the Super Bowl. There you have it.
The I-95 World Championship has been postulated about for the Orioles and the Phillies a couple of years ago, and the Ravens and the Eagles. That would just.
And what a better place for it to happen than Santa Clara.
Yeah, that would be apocalyptic in this corridor of the country.
Yeah,
but yeah, it would be taking place in the far reaches of the country, over in Whining She's territory there.
What's might burn to the ground, regardless of result.
What stinks about that as a Super Bowl site is, like, I don't think it's clear to anybody in America where that stadium is.
It's not even
close to San Francisco.
It's on like the south side of the bay. It's like south of San Jose.
Yeah, it's like hard to get to. Yeah.
I'm gonna look this up in real time.
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
This is San Jose.
Yeah, because when you fly into SFO, you drive past the exit sign, and then it takes you at least another, I think it's SFO. I can't remember what airport.
You can fly into San Jose, I think, separately.
Maybe we flew into San Jose. I flew into for a Maryland trip to Stanford, and we flew and the airport is right next to where the San Jose Earthquakes play. Your San Jose Earthquakes.
Yeah, you went to go see your guys Zuck and Sean Parker.
Yeah. Welcome to Facebook.
Where it says Santa Clara on the map is further from the map dot than North San Jose. So
should we drop the from X52 podcast?
It's a little cleaner.
It's a little cleaner.
Apple teenies.
But yeah, that's not. I don't think that can't be the media's favorite or people that go out there for parties. That cannot be their favorite site. It's just a whole.
So they did it for Super Bowl 50, which was that's a long time ago at this point. And I want to say I remember people kind of liking it, but yeah, logistically it seems like a nightmare. And Candlestick was such a cool spot, a cool stadium. So I don't know.
Yeah. And the crazy part is obviously the other major stadium there is unbelievable. The baseball stadium is incredible. And the basketball arena is nice that they obviously robbed Oakland of, but stuck in San Francisco.
Never really gone deep on the geographic layout of this
quarter of the country.
Mega.
It's weird.
It is
metropolis
weird
up here. Yeah.
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 There's a lot going on. Stanford is like a beautiful campus, like a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful campus.
I believe it.
So, well, there you go. Eagles, Ravens, live from Santa Clara. I don't know. I should know this. Who is doing the Super Bowl this year?
I don't know either. It was Fox last year, right?
The rumors are out there.
It was Fox last year.
Yes. You're speaking of the halftime show. Yeah, that is definitely being bandied about
I
at
get
this
your
point.
question now.
Are we?
It is your friends at Peacock, Jake, and NBC.
Wow, they got to get Zinger in there for a special appearance. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what about this pressure here on Super Bowl Sunday. These boys are so nervous they can't even spit.
NBC, Telemundo, Peacock. So it'll
I
be.
like the NBC presentation for the Super Bowl. What's the rumors about the halftime show? Is it a certain soon to be WAG, or I guess current?
Goodell got asked about it, I think, on some morning show this morning. Maybe it was Today's Show. Good Morning America. I can't remember. And they were asking him, like, have you guys asked Taylor Swift to play? And he was like, oh, we'd love. He gave it very Goodell. Or any commissioner would give him this answer. Like, we'd love her to play. She's very talented. Nothing's confirmed. But we should be. We're getting towards the point where that should be announced, which is interesting. Like that gets announced very far in advance.
She's probably got she's going to get paid so much money. Like that. That's probably going to be a lot to hammer out. It'd be a good show though. I'd be into that.
And then next year,
September preceding the game. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it normally happens early in the season, so we should be getting that pretty soon.
As early as September 8th. September 8th, Kendrick Lamar was announced last year. I think they peppered it during week one.
I was going to say, it's like week one. It's part of the
halftime of the NBC Sunday
It would make
game.
sense for an NBC Super Bowl for them to either do it on Thursday or on Sunday.
I'll tell
Do
you.
they have the Friday? Do they have the Friday game?
No, the Friday game's on YouTube.
Oh, that's
with Mr.
right.
Beast and Kai Cenat and all the creators are going to be all up in that.
It's a true creator classic.
I can't. I mean,
my guy. It's going to be me on the call with my guy. I Show Speed. We're going to be calling that one live from Sao Paulo.
Prayers to the Fed Hill bartenders trying to figure out how to put that on.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to forget sending the Creator Classic. We're gonna have to send you to Fed Hill to whip those.
I mean, at the next happy hour, we're gonna have to have a conversation about what's going on at Fed Hill from a bar standpoint. I'm looking at things like bars changing names.
I was gonna say I really don't go down there much out of season, so it's gonna be kind of refresh. I'm gonna be hitting the refresh button when I start to head down there during this fall. So
I have not had my head in the game on that front either, but a lot's changed from just a few streets down.
Crazy. But yeah, the next year, first Super Bowl on ESPN.
Interesting.
So, from LA, SoFi. 2 straight in California.
Got to get Boomer in there.
Boomer and Greeny called doubleheader.
I'll tell you what, Chris. What a first half of football that was. Brought to you by the Progressive Insurance Subway Fresh Take Hotline.
Subway Fresh Take Hotline.
Yes. You're absolutely right. Greedy, and we're going too long. I can't launch into my Boomer. Actually, we already did some Boomer earlier. So
my last Super Bowl media take will be, I believe that is around when the Winter Olympics starts as well. I think they have like the Winter Olympics, the NBA All-Star Game, and the Super Bowl in like a week span or something crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be quite something.
Love the Olympics.
Where's this Winter Olympics?
Milan Cortina.
Okay.
We are in Italy. We are in Italy.
Spenny's going to be there in a couple of weeks.
Big year for sports media. We got the World Cup. We got an Olympics. Takes will be flying. Commercials will be. Your guy Lawless will be going crazy on the World Cup. Jake,
he's going to be in his glory for this World Cup, and it's going to be a spectacle. But I'm interested to see. I mean, not even from one aisle or the other. People are just going to be fired up. They're going to be lathered up. Let's just say.
For the World Cup. Yeah, it's going to be great. I cannot wait. I honestly don't think people are. We got to get through football season for it to get a real runway, but it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be. Until we obsess about all the infrastructure issues and all that type of stuff. But
that's what I was going to say. I'm not sure cities are really going to be fully prepared, but that's another conversation. And it also kind of sucks. It felt like maybe 2 cycles ago that it felt like we were kind of building towards this. It felt like our kind of golden generation was going to be in their prime, and now it's like Pulisic's having a good career, but is he like
Well,
really
they're like feuding with the old heads. There's a lot going
and
on.
like Gio Reyna's family is kind of, a lot going on. I think, I don't know. It's
A lot of, fortunately for anybody that's interested, there is no shortage of opinionated soccer people all throughout the internet. So if you need to find takes on that, you do not have to look far.
I like Pox though.
Yes, I like him too.
Good brain trust there. So we'll
Yeah.
see how that plays out, but plenty of time to talk about that.
Yes.
I guess,
Can't wait for the season though, boys. Can't wait for Sunday. First instant analysis. It'll be fun.
It will. Yes. I'm very excited. Win or lose, I think it's going to be a fun time as always. We always have a lot of people hanging out in the chat, firing off takes, happy, sad, indifferent. Well, usually not a lot of indifference. I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of passion and a lot of fire burning in the bloodstream of Ravens fans, and that is no exception for the group that is in this comment section, and it is going to be in the comment section on Sunday night hanging out with us. So be sure to tune in after the game. Just pretty much right when it ends, we're probably going to fire it up, go live, and give our instant analysis if you're new here, and then we post that to podcast platforms pretty much right after. So you can save it for your Monday commute or sitting in the office, sitting around, working from home, doing whatever. You can listen to it on demand as well. So get excited for that. And if you're not already, be sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube and get those notifications on for when we go live so you don't miss it. Also follow us on social media to track all the action and track our updates on it, all the tweeting that we're doing during the game. You can find us at Exit 52 Podcast on X. You can also find us personally on X at Taylor Smyth 10, at Jake Louque, that's Louque, Brian at Barstool Banks, Spenny at Ravens 4 Dummies, that is the number 4 in the middle there, Eric at EDITTI22. Also on Instagram and TikTok at Exit 52 Podcast. We did drop the there. That's just Exit 52 Podcast, which is much cleaner. Thank you guys for hanging with us here throughout this BVTB of a happy hour live. Really fun to be back and doing these things. Fun and excited to do more, and excited for the instant analysis on Sunday night. We'll see you guys then. And in the meantime, have yourself a good rest of your week and weekend.